Hey guys, Alex, Off Leash K9 Training here. I'm gonna go through a quick tutorial video on our ecollar and our remote to kind of familiarize you guys with the functions, how to use it, and it's a good reference point so that, you know, if you have questions down the road, you can kind of refer back to our video here and find out what you're doing wrong or what you have to do. So the first thing that I'll talk about is you do have a 2-year warranty. Okay, so if you fill this out, bring it in or email it in, send it to them on the website, fill it out anyway, you know, it is going to give you that 2-year warranty and make sure that it registers it with you and your pet. So you do want to do that just because it does cover a lot of things. You know, it pretty much covers any malfunction with the collar outside of your dog chewing it or you losing it. So make sure you go online and fill that out. And the next thing that I'll talk about is the owner's manual. We do have an owner's manual here that they give you, and it does go over all the functions that I'm going to talk about today and so much more, okay? So if you ever have any questions or you're wondering what else you can do with your collar, you can reference this as well, in addition to the video that we've done for you today. So the first couple things I'll talk about is we do have some extra tools in our case here. These are things that do go home with you. You're not necessarily going to need them, all right? And if we would have needed to use them already, we would have used them on your pet, but they do come with you, so we're going to give them right back to you. You have a lanyard as well, all right? So basically this is going to hook onto the bottom of your remote, all right, so that you can hold it this way. You can wear it around yourself, or you can, you know, leave it on the hook at the house so that you don't lose it. Right? Despite the fact that it's bright orange, but just in case you want that extra safety net. So, the first thing I go over with the actual unit is the charger, all right? So we do want to make sure that we charge these every night just like they are a cell phone, okay? So your dog doesn't need to wear it when they're sleeping at night and when you're not with them. So they're wearing it if you're with them and when they're supervised, but not when they're home and you're not with them or they're not supervised, okay? So how it works is you're obviously going to plug this end into the wall, into your outlet, and these two ends, one of them is going to go for your remote and one of them is going to go for your collar. So all you're going to do at the end of the day when you're taking it off is you're going to go ahead and you're going to lift this little flap down here and you're going to plug one end into your remote, right? Just like this, plugging it in. Same thing with our collar, okay? Same thing, we're gonna find that same little flap down here. It's just below your serial number. It's a little black flap. You're gonna pull that open and you're gonna put your charging port right in there. Perfect, right? So now both ends are plugged in and ready to be charged. It does take about probably like 4 to 5 hours to charge, and your collar will last about 2 to 3 days on a single charge. Okay, so don't worry or freak out if you only charged it one night and then you forgot to charge it the next night. It shouldn't die on you right away. So when you do put it on the charger, both this light here, your indicator light on your collar and your indicator light on your remote, are both going to shine red at you, letting you know that they are getting up to that full charge. So then in the morning when you take it off, it's going to be shining green at you to let you know that they're at a full charge and you know that they're all set and ready to go. So basically what you're going to do in the morning is you're going to pull these back out, take it off, and make sure that you do close these flaps down in, okay, because it is waterproof. So you're going to want to plug that flap down in. Same thing on the back of your remote here. You're going to want to press that one down in as well. All right, the next thing that we're going to talk about is turning your unit on and off, okay? So how we're going to do that is we want to just go ahead and what we're going to do is we're going to take our remote and our collar. Both of these are off, right? So we don't see any lights going on. You would see a flashing light here if it was on, and you would also see a flashing light every once in a while here if this was on. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take our remote and we're going to turn that on. So you're going to flip it around and you're going to find this big L button. It says light on and off, and this is our main on and off function. So what we're going to do is we're going to press and hold that button for about 2 to 3 seconds until we see the screen turn on here. All right, so you will notice that the screen has come on and it's showing you a 0, a flashing 1D at the top, and you're also going to see that light just blinking every couple seconds here with a green flash, okay? And we're looking to see that same exact thing with our collar, right? So what we're gonna do with our collar is you're gonna grab the remote by the antenna and you're gonna find this little T button on the side. So this is opposite of the dial. You're gonna find our T button and you're gonna follow it down to this little red dot. What you're gonna do is you're gonna match that red dot to the red dot on your collar that you'll find right over here. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna nicely match them together here, and you're gonna see the green turn on, right? So then you've turned on your collar, okay? So your remote, all you're gonna do is match it, turn it on, right? And now we see that that's flashing green and our remote is on as well. So what we're gonna do is give it a quick test just to make sure that it's working. And we're gonna use this T button here, and we're gonna give it a test, and it's gonna vibrate the collar, and that just lets us know for sure that it is on, it's synced and paired. So the next thing that we will talk about is our collar and the different functions. So the way that we are going to use it when we work with your dog is you are going to basically always be using this black S button here. So these are our two stimulations. This is the stimulation that we'll feel out of our contact points here on your collar, okay? So basically how it works is we're always starting at 0, and then we're slowly increasing every time we give them a chance, all right? So we would say, Fido, come, turn it up, come, turn it up, come, turn it up, come, turn it up. And if he came to us, we're gonna spin it back down to 0, okay? So this is the main button that you're gonna use every time we give commands. And you'll notice when I do give those commands, I'm pressing the button at the same time as I'm saying the command. So I'm saying come, sit, down, place, heel, break, off, and so on and so forth, right? So every time we use a command word, we're pairing it with a click. So the next thing that I want to talk about is there is a 1D flashing at the top of your screen here. It just means that it's a one dog system. Okay, so if you guys are at the dog park and you are with another dog, or you're backboarding with us after you've done training and there's other dogs around with their e-collars, they're not going to cross frequencies or anything like that, okay? It is just for one dog and one collar. So this remote is only going to work with your collar. So we're not going to be correcting other dogs, or your dog isn't going to receive a correction from another dog. Make sense? So do you guys have any questions about turning it on, turning it off, how to use any of these different functions on the collar, how we're turning it up, how we're turning it down, or anything of the sort? Great. And of course, if you do have questions, you're always welcome to ask your trainer, pick their brain, call an e-collar rep, or anything like that. So the next thing that I'm going to talk about with you guys is collar tightness and placement. Okay, so we want to make sure that we do fit this perfectly to your pet. So how we're going to do that is you always want to make sure that you put this on the left or the right side of their neck, never down on the throat because it's a little too sensitive, and never on the back because it's not sensitive enough, all right? So we do want to make sure that we get it on that left or get it on that right side for them. And then what we're gonna do is you wanna make sure one of the most important things is tightness, okay? So we wanna make sure that when we do put it on your pet, it's nice and snug. All right, so I'm gonna show you an example here using my arm. But we do want to put it on nice and snug, so you'll see here I've latched it nice and tight, and when I'm moving it, it's not really moving around, right? We don't want it to be making rotations around my arm. We just want it to be staying in one spot. And you want to be able to fit maybe like 2 fingers under there, okay? We want to be able to fit a little bit, but not too much, all right? Because if it's down here and it's a little looser, and it's making rotations around my wrist, that's not good. It's not tight enough, it's probably not making a connection, and your dog could be off, doing something they're not supposed to be doing, and then it's very hard for us to recall them back at that point. Not to mention if it's constantly rubbing around like this all day long, it could cause a rash or an abrasion. So that is basically all we want you to understand about fitting the collar to your dog as well. Just making sure that it is nice and snug and that we've got it on the left or the right side. So basically that's all I have for you guys today on your e-collar, your system, and all those different things. And again, of course, if you have any questions or anything like that, you can always contact your trainer, contact e-collar, or even reference your owner's manual here, or reference this video. And we look forward to seeing you and bringing your pup home soon. Thank you. Bye.